All right, let's get going. Okay. All right, here we are at our lovely little economic center, which is under construction. Um, what even is this section? Don't remember what these are. Ah, plasma conductors. Okay. Wow. Let's see. What should we do while we wait for the money to roll in? Um, we've explored Purple Boy space. We've explored Hut space. Pretty completely, actually. Um, maybe we should go suck up to the light green dudes. Okay. So the fastest way to get over here. Hmm. Let's plot a route out to here. Wait, how many of these systems did we... Okay, that one's not fully explored. This one probably is fully explored. That one seems fully explored. Okay, so we actually explored a bunch of this place already. I think the best bet is probably start down here with the maw. Okay, what route do they want us to fly? Up and around the long way. Okay.
Autopilot engaged.
Autopilot actually didn't bang us into anything. It's the small things. So, while we're flying halfway across the galaxy, um, let's take a look at the Oops and see how it's doing. Um, how it's doing is that it is constructing, of course, and we have not enough materials or money. Although we have enough money to... There we go. We have enough money to pay for everything at once, so it'll just be a matter of waiting and then the materials will show up. We are pretty close. Oh. We're pretty close to having enough. Got over 1 million in account at the moment. Graphene's getting full.
Jump completed. Estignaia.
Doing pretty well on plates. Okay. Wait, they're building plasma conductors before superfluid and graphene? I guess. Doesn't really matter. Okay. I don't know why it always defaults to the object listed rather than property owned, because property owned is way more useful. I suppose it's just that's how they laid them out, but still. Okay, the large miner that left in Hypori is cranking out
completed.
cash.
Terminus.
Although it looks like it's gone down significantly the last run or two. Still a lot of money. But it's down from its high amounts by a good 50 plus K. Okay. Well, that's not too bad. Not like these guys. This one's still making money. This one, not so much. Most of these will probably get assigned eventually to the oops. Yeah. Now we need to save money for blueprints. Oh.
Autopilot disengaged.
Alright, we'll just fly this by hand. That is definitely the more efficient way to fly. The autopilot can be a little weird sometimes about when it turns travel drive on and off. I do wish this ship was a little faster. Still pretty fast, but okay. And poof. Onward
Jump
we go.
completed. Iriadu.
How long do we stay on the straight? A little ways yet. Actually, the next system I think is a turn. Ugh. And then we go straight for quite a while, although not always the end of the road. Yeah. So we turn next system and then we go straight into reach Exodine. And then we need to go find a gate that I have not discovered yet. I do know where it's at, I just haven't identified it for sure. If that makes sense. Okay. What is this thing? Ah.
I've got you now.
Vindicator cruiser.
Okay.
Jump completed.
There we go.
Darknell.
Got a slight turn here. And then it's straight all the way from here. Well, until our next turn anyway, but that's a couple systems away. I do have to say, their habit of lining gates up with each other is a little bit boring. Kind of glad that vanilla doesn't seem to do that much. Actually, I don't know if vanilla really does that at all.
Serious trouble.
Gates never really seem to point directly at each other in vanilla. I shouldn't say never.
Jump completed. Pax.
Just not very often. Okay.
Get spaced.
That's an equipment dock. Hello, large fleet right around the gate. This isn't concerning at all. Come on, autosave. Hurry up. I want to look to see what we're
Jump completed.
dealing
Chardon.
with. There was definitely quite a bit of excitement over there. Thankfully, none of it shot at me. Okay, we still got a couple more jumps.
Serious trouble.
Yeah, a couple more jumps. And then we turn. And head off into the unknown. Which is going to mean more radar pinging. Just to identify the next gate we need to go to. The next gate... The next
I've got you.
unknown gate,
Completed. Then on.
we do know the location of. But after that, will require pinging and careful deduction to figure out where we need to go next. Wow. Not careful deduction, our navigation software will tell us. We just need to fly past and see if it lights up yellow. Oh.
You're
Okay.
going down.
CR-90 Delta Class 1 transport. Jump beacon. Exodine.
This is our next target.
Jump completed. Exodine.
Oh, lots of big exciting ships.
Unknown object.
Pretty sure that's our gate. Alright. And who knows where this jump will take us? Somewhere out here. I think. Quelor is indeed where we want to go, apparently.
Jump completed. Quelor.
Okay. We'll fly out
Space.
to roughly the middle of the system and we'll do another ping. Though we're going to have to be careful here because I don't want to attract fighters any more than I have to. We're already being possibly followed by a pair of them. So let's see. It's down for long range scan. Up for travel mode. I wouldn't be surprised if our target was
Unknown
right there.
object.
But I guess we'll find out when we get a little closer. I'm going to aim toward the edge of it, so it'll be easy to turn away if it turns out it's not the one we want. Okay, it's not the one we want. It is the one we want. Damn it. Objective markers. Be faster. Okay, well. Would you... Damn it. There we go, finally.
Jump completed. Jendon.
Okay, where are we at? This one will most certainly be straight across the system. But we will ping anyway. Okay. Get ready. And ping. I think that's our gate right over there. Ping was totally unnecessary, but I would like to be able to see, you know, like what's around here. Useful information to know.
Jump beacon, Memben.
Yep, there we go. And
Jump
we're back
completed,
into
Memben.
known space. Okay. Wait a second. Oh, okay. There's a Nimban and there's a Mimban. All right. So we have
You're in for it.
a couple more jumps to where we're going. And then from Kessel, we'll go to Maw and poke around Maw a little bit. Hopefully there's something interesting there, although I doubt it. Hello, Ash.
Jump completed, Mem3.
Still a Star Wars mod? Yep. It takes quite a while to finish a run in this game. We'll be plugging away at this mod for probably months yet. Okay. The first run was pretty short. And I don't remember how long it took, but it did take quite a
Jump
while.
completed, Brandon.
The second run, not sure if I was faster or slower than the first. But that one I definitely cruised through. Because I had fairly limited objectives. This run, I am... my objectives are a little bit grander.
Jump completed, Memben.
Okay, last jump and then we're in Kessel. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and cancel my navigation. Okay, coming through, we want to turn left. Make sure we're centered up on the gate.
Trading station. AEG-77E. Jump beacon, Kessel. Jump completed, Kessel.
This place absolutely does not need to have this amount of orange fog stuff. But anyway. Go ahead and line up on where the next gate's supposed to be. Probably should just select it.
Jump beacon, Omar.
Oh, there we go. That was pretty close already. All right. Hopefully they at least made this next system interesting. Because after all, the Maw is an interesting place. And there's the autosave. Come on.
Jump completed, Omar.
Okay. Oh, hello. What are you?
Received encrypted message from Imperial Command. You are entering restricted area. Turn around or be destroyed.
I would like that facility. Thank you very much. Oops. Okay.
Unknown ship.
Void Keeper, huh? Ah. Damn it. Well, that's interesting. We'll have to come back here with a fleet. Somehow I suspect that that is a chunky ship. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and save the game. Do I want to go through this? I don't know if I want to sit through a load screen if this goes very badly. But I do want a closer look at that ship. You know what? Screw it. Let's go on an adventure. We're going to do a flying pass. It's the Void Keeper. And I don't know what the unknown ship next to it is.
Or space debris.
Unknown ship.
No clue. Okay. Well, let's do another little pass. Why don't we? That must be the player HQ, and this must be the replacement for it. Void Keeper is... Hey, who the heck knows what it is, but it's big. I'm guessing it is a Imperial Star Destroyer of some kind. Wow, I never would have figured that out on my own.
You don't stand a chance.
But it is pretty impressive looking. You know what? Let's just leave. Apparently,
Jump beacon, Cassel.
Maw is a dead end. And that is apparently how you get access to the player HQ. Maybe.
Artzel gas frigate. Jump beacon. Kessel.
Wow.
Jump completed. Kessel.
Okay, so from here we want to
Jump
go
beacon.
to there.
Hindu.
Go ahead and put this objective on pause. That might be very important in the future. I'm kind of curious what all gets unlocked by completing that objective. Because some of the stuff that you would normally unlock through research is already unlocked. But not all of it. So I wonder if it just gives you the extra research stuff to do, or... Guess we'll have to find out at some point. Okay. So from here, we're going north. That was definitely the player HQ model, just with the asteroid removed from the middle. Definitely? I'm pretty sure it was. It looked all like that.
Jump completed. Hindu.
Okay, the gate out of here is right over there. Yeah, right there. Should be able to go through without bonking the sides. I think I'm well enough lined up. There we go.
Jump completed. Kubindi.
Okay, this place needs to be scanned.
Should I be scared?
So we fly out to the middle. Long range scanner on. Do a ping. And then we'll probably have to turn around and fly back to where we were going, because we always miss stations behind ourselves.
Hello there.
That was not the
Hi,
button I wanted to
Defender.
use. It was this one I wanted. There we go. Okay, there's definitely mines out there. Nothing.
Unknown object.
Okay. Apparently, except from a random minefield out in the middle of the system, there's nothing here but another gate leaving on the other side. Okay. So let's see where this goes. Probably nowhere useful, but we'll see. Looks like there's some people shooting at each other up there.
You're in for it. Yeah, no.
Not particularly interested in whatever they're doing.
Jump completed. Javim.
Okay. I expected to end up more like here instead of way over here, but this is actually better than what I was expecting. Fly out to the middle, do a ping, and we'll start exploring in earnest, because this place is a place I actually want to explore. Also, we're going to be waddling a little bit. Because I'd like to stop at each station. Hello, survey. there's a gate leaving. There's a gate leaving. There's a gate leaving. Alright.
Defense platform. Unknown station.
We're going to stop at most of the stations along our route. And we're going to clean up any crime problem they may have, shall we say. Because I want to be on the good side of these guys, or at least good enough I can look at what chips they're selling.
Requesting permission to dock. Docking permission granted.
Okay.
BFF bulk freighter.
Well. Don't really want to shoot the Empire just yet.
Beta shuttle.
That's interesting. It's not like a standard Imperial shuttle, but its wings fold up the same way. Okay. Okay, I just...
Wares on drone detected.
Short range transporter.
There it is.
A.
Uh-oh. It's the dreaded short-range transporter A. Is it feeling cooperative today? It is. Okay, good. Okay. Might as well scan a little bit while we're here, and then we're off to the next station. Come on. There we go. Let's see. Next place to go is probably
Jurassic unknown
there.
station.
Thanks for your help.
How's the Oops going? Still accidentally making money? No, now it's making lots of money on purpose. Although it's largely under construction at the moment. In order to get, oh, what are they called again? I keep wanting to say modular something or others, but it's,
Civilian ship A.
construction modules or something like that. We still have a couple
Unknown
steps yet
station.
before that can be brought online, though. Prefab modules, I think might be right. Module prefabs, I don't know. Something along that line. As far as I can tell, it's the replacement for Copytronic. Copytronic? Playtronics.
Requesting permission to dock.
Docking permission granted.
Thanks for your help.
But anyway, it's the last major bit we need to be able to build our own stations for free. Or, you know, for the cost of raw materials. Which, once you own the ships and everything, is free.
Mass transporter B.
No loot. That's unfortunate. Okay. That's a gate. We'll worry about that later. Actually, no. We'll go to that next because that leads to one of the... It almost certainly leads to one of the few unknown...
Unknown object.
Okay. I think all we have left to build You know, once it's done with its current round of construction.
Thank you.
I think all that's left before we can actually start assembling the pieces we need is the microprocessors. Sounds about right. Okay. Sound bug. Sound bug's particularly annoying.
Jump completed. Water.
Alright, we'll scan this place, we'll poke around a little bit. There probably aren't many stations here because it's a neutral system. There might be one or two. Looks like somebody's trying to take it over. Okay, there's nothing here besides, once again, a random minefield in the center of the system. Man.
Jump beacon. Javim.
One of these days, I need to figure out the exact steps required to get the Earl King myself. I don't want to be spoiled on it, by the way. Okay, through the gate.
Jump completed. Javim.
Now, the next place to go is not there.
Unknown station.
Yeah, we'll hit up this station next. Making pretty good money. Pretty sure it's the large silicon miner I have that's bringing in most of it. Sending my first large miner to Hyper to mine silicon was definitely one of the better decisions I've made in this run so far.
Civilian ship A.
Go. No loots. No loots. Okay. There's no story to it or anything, such a missed opportunity. Well, that's unfortunate.
Unknown object.
The main thing I want to do is try to figure out how to
Thank you.
get pointed at whatever passes for its objectives. I want to figure out how to find it on my own, or blunder upon it on my own. And if I don't blunder upon it eventually, when I'm actually trying, and knowing that it exists, because, okay, here's the thing. I've been told, or rather I read, that the Earl King is very not well exposed to the player. And I'm kind of curious just how bad it can possibly be. Okay. He's invincible. So I'm kind of curious just how hard it is to figure out what needs to be done to get it. Without already knowing. But anyway. There's probably no point waiting around for another ship to spawn here. I'm starting to think that it's not any particular civilian ship that can have... Okay, that one was a little too fast to be conclusive as to whether or not it was bugged.
Stop the
Tour bus A.
But I'm starting to think it might not be any particular kind of ship that has the problem. And it's more that just sometimes they get bugged. Okay.
Unknown object.
There we have a jump beacon. We should explore that first. I think I'm going to go through and then I'm going to come right back. That's not the jump beacon I wanted, actually.
Jump beacon. Belalt.
This one is. We'll go through this jump beacon, we'll turn around, we'll come right back, and then we'll go through the other jump beacon.
Jump completed. Belalt. Unknown object. Jump completed.
Okay. Like that. We're at -8 with the corporate sector authority. So that's a small step in the right direction. These guys use all Clone War era stuff.
Jump completed. Columix.
Okay, I've been here before. I think I've already scanned everything there is to scan. So we're gonna turn around and go back. Actually, no, there's a jump beacon here that goes to who knows where. We'll take this
Jump
beacon.
Locazette.
I think you might have missed it, but earlier in the stream, I poked my nose into the Maw, planning to explore the place, and was given a bit of an objective. I suspect that the player HQ, or what passes for it in this mod, is there because the station there looks a lot like the player HQ, just without the rock in the middle.
Jump completed.
And it uses the same
Locazette.
icon. We'll fly out to the middle and then we'll ping the area. Anyway, use the same icon and everything. And it also, we have an objective to destroy all the ships guarding it so we can capture it. Now, at least one of the ships guarding it was an Imperial Star Destroyer, I'm pretty sure. Matter of fact, I'm gonna check the encyclopedia for something. Okay. There's the Imperial 2. I don't think we had that in here before. This is produced by only the Galactic Empire. Okay. So that answers the question of whether or not we're going to suck up to the ascendancy or the Empire. Because I absolutely must have Imperial 2 blueprints. Okay. I need it. I bet you the blueprints for this thing is insane. 8 large turrets. How many was on the Imperial 1? Okay. Oh, we don't even know of anything that would fit on an Imperial Star Destroyer 2. So we can't see how the speed would measure up. Crew capacity is a bit higher. 428. Turret count's the same. All integrity's a good solid bit better. It's heavier, which probably means it'd be slower unless it had much stronger drives. Although the responsiveness number is higher. And it does have a higher max pitch rate. So it looks like the 2 is more, or no wait, lower. I was looking at the wrong one. It has lower max pitch, but higher responsiveness. Not sure what that means. Okay. It has fewer shield generator slots, actually. Okay. Oops, I keep clicking on the wrong things. Okay, this has 42 shield generators. This has 46. Same number of guns, more haul. Maybe. I'm not going to say less shields because it might take better shields. Anyway, we need to suck up to the Empire. We're already ready in the long range scan. The M2 should have only large guns and no point defense. I'm pretty sure that they definitely did have small turrets on Imperial 2. Okay, we've got a couple stations and a gate.
Unknown station.
Okay. Hello, Bo. You woke up midday? Why were you sleeping during the day? You're supposed to have a better schedule than me, not worse. Anyway, the Imperial 1 is probably perfectly fine for my purposes, but I need Imperial 2s.
You're done. Is that all you've got? Was that your best shot?
Docking granted. Docking aborted. Short range transponder A.
Docking permission granted.
Okay. After all,
An Arnu would stand more chance than you.
Docking granted.
what kind of Imperial would I be if I didn't have Imp 2s?
station. Docking aborted.
Okay. Well, every Imperial warlord needs an Imp 2 as the flagship of their fleet.
Thank you.
I just need to figure out if I can paint it red. Okay. Already at high enough rep, but I should be able to see
Civilian
what
ship
ships these guys
A.
offer. I would like to be higher though. Just because, why not?
Unknown object.
Okay.
Thanks for your help.
-7. Step in the right direction. We're at 6.6 million. We should probably think about flying home so that I can buy the blueprints I'm going to need. Obviously, teleporting home would be preferred, but we don't have that capability. And there's the sound bug again. Everybody loves the sound bug. Nobody loves the sound bug. You still say the Imperials are the good guys? I don't know about that one.
Jump completed. Findar.
Okay, I haven't been to this place before. Oh, there's Yavin 4. Okay, well, we'll fly out to the middle here and do a quick ping. Nothing. There's got to be at least one station here. This would be neutral. Oh, I'm zoomed out too far, that's why. Station, object, aka gate, station. Okay. Let's go hit up
Unknown
these
station.
first, and then we will come around, hit that up that unknown gate. I was reading a rather interesting little, I'm not sure what you want to call it, write-up, I guess. Wouldn't really dignify it with article. About Star Wars starfighters and why the TIE was superior to the Rebel fighters available, despite the reputation it has of being cheap and crappy. It was kind of interesting, and I had to agree with it. If you think about it, the reason always given for
Short range transporter A.
why the Rebel starfighters are better is because they had shields. Well,
Unknown
okay, on
station.
the next one. It doesn't seem like those shields actually did them very much good. Because when they took hits, they sure seemed to blow up just as easily as anything else did. So the most the shields would protect you from would be a glancing hit. Which, okay, that's useful and all. However, there's a problem with that. I don't know... Now, the author of this little thing apparently didn't know about it either, but there's a thing called the... different people call it slightly different things, but basically the survivability onion. If you look it up, survivability probably isn't really the... If you look it up, you should be able to find it under that name. But basically the idea is there are a variety of ways to prevent from being destroyed in combat. And each of those ways is strictly subordinate to another way. So the easiest and simplest way to not get hit in combat is simply not be there. If you're somewhere else, well, you can't very well be shot, now can you? And then, I don't remember all the steps exactly. But it goes down, each step is slightly worse than the one before. So like the next step down would be, like I said, I don't remember this exactly, I'm probably getting it slightly wrong. But, to not be seen. If you're there and the enemy never sees you, and therefore never shoots at you, you know, you're nice and safe. And then comes, like, not being hit. If the enemy shoots at you and misses, that's obviously better than if they hit you. Like, don't be penetrated. And then, there's a lot of steps. We'll just leave it at that. So, armor is strictly inferior to not being hit in the first place. And shields would fall under the same category as armor. Well, we're not getting a spawn here.
Unknown station. Imperial Gozenti freighter.
Yeah. Onward to the next
Unknown
station. So, a tie is more focused on the outer layers of the survivability onion. It's more focused on being hard to hit. Which, considering that shields only gave you minor protection at best, is a trade-off that apparently a lot of Imperials were willing to make. And then, of course, they backed that up with significant training. Main problem is Star Wars only ever has engagement styles, head-on or sights behind. Well, Star Wars
Civilian ship A.
is all about looking cool on a big screen. And any pretensions of realism came along later.
Requesting permission to dock.
Docking permission granted.
Equipment dock.
But anyway, so you effectively gave up some armor for a lighter, faster, more capable in the hands of an expert fighter. And considering that the rebels were getting their asses kicked with some regularity, apparently it was working out.
Thank you.
And then, of course, we get to the hyperdrive thing.
Go away.
If you're entirely focused on basing off of large ships, like, say, Star Destroyers, not having a hyperdrive on your fighters is a perfectly reasonable thing to do.
Mass transporter B. Jump beacon Eros.
While the rebels needed hyperdrives to account for their lack of carriers, the Imperials definitely did not have that problem, and therefore they could save weight and cost.
Jump completed Eros.
Okay, where even are we? Here we are. This place is hostile, isn't it? Yes, it is. Alright. I'm not too interested in poking around here.
Thank you.
And so they could get a nimbler, lighter, more capable in the hands of an expert fighter. And once again, they had a large academy and they could pick and choose their pilots, so they had more experts. Also,
Jump completed Fendar.
they could save more weight.
Jump beacon Yavin 4.
On not having cockpit life support, because, well, actually, in a way, cockpit life support is a dumb idea. It has benefits and drawbacks. Drawback, or benefit number one, is that you can have your crew work in a much lighter environment suit. Keeping in mind, you would still need a hostile environment suit inside the cockpit, because what happens if your cockpit gets holed and you lose cockpit life support? Well, that's not going to be a very good time for your pilot if they just don't have some kind of suit that can tide them over until they can get to land on something quick, or get rescued. So you still need something, but you can have a lighter one if you have cockpit life support. However, that's more weight you have to add to the fighter.
Jump completed Yavin 4.
Whereas if you don't have cockpit life support, that's less weight you have to add to the fighter. See also more maneuverable, and on and on. But it does have the drawback that since the pilot has to carry all the life support on their person, that's not the button I wanted. Okay. It requires a heavier, bulkier suit. But you can avoid some of the drawbacks of the heavier, bulkier
Unknown
suit
station.
by just reducing life support duration. Except a more limited duration, and you can, save weight on what the pilot has to carry. Well, if you're going to be flying off of a mothership anyway, in a relatively short-range light fighter, that's not a problem. Well, the rebels
Illegal data on drone detection.
Short range
couldn't
transporter
really
A.
make that decision. Is he on this side? Yeah, he is. Because for them, if you're not flying off a mothership, you're going to spend a significant amount of time in your ship, and therefore pilot comfort, long-term pilot comfort, I should say, matters.
Unknown station.
Doesn't matter so much when you're only spending a short amount of time in it. So a lot of the things that seem to make the TIE inferior are actually superior decisions when you actually consider the way that the Empire was using them. And also, they're not the kind of things that the Rebels could do if they wanted to. Because the Rebels situation means that all of those would be terrible terrible choices for them. But anyway. Short-range transporter A. How we hate you. Yep. This one's invulnerable. Sometimes these things are fine, other times they are very much not. Also, did I just fly through him? Yep, I did. He does not have a hitbox. Huh. Weird. Okay.
Unknown object.
Well, let's stop wasting time on him. Okay, so that is definitely short-range transporter A. We've seen that one before have problems. We've also seen it before not have problems. Weird. But anyway, so I guess the real takeaway from the whole mess is that
Victory 2 Star Destroyer. Jump beacon. Delos.
TIEs are uniquely well suited.
Jump completed. Delos.
To how they were used. While the Rebel fighters were
Requesting immediate backup.
not bad, but they were inferior because the Rebels didn't have the same kind of they couldn't make the same kinds of trade-offs. So they had to make sacrifices that the Imperials didn't have to make, or rather they couldn't make sacrifices that the Imperials could make. I guess both of those are true. Okay, let's see what these guys sell now that we can actually look at their stock.
Please halt. We'll be scanning your cargo hold.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All clear. Move along.
Well, I'm not sure.
Action 4s, Gazentes. That's kind of ugly looking, to be honest. I'm never going to buy or use one of these things. One of the starts with one of these. And it just happens to be the one I picked to see if the mod was going to work before I started streaming. You get literally a little slit across the center of the screen is your view outside when you're flying this thing. It's like, yeah, no thanks.
Requesting immediate backup.
There's a Thetic class shuttle. They're kind of weird. Okay, now for small size. ARC 170s. This one's got multiple cockpits. Interesting. I wonder if you could actually use any of those seats. I kind of doubt it, but I almost want to buy one just to try it out. You can see a ladder right there that leads down. I wonder if all those seats are actually accessible. That'd be cool if they were. I highly doubt they can do anything, though. It's the Aether Sprite.
We'll be scanning your cargo hold. Go ahead and scan.
Add a 2.
All clear. Move along.
There's the Y-Wing, still all dressed up in its nice little shrouding. Here's Y-Wing without its shrouding.
You really think you can take on Spit?
And there's a minor version of the Tug. Interesting. Okay, nothing too exciting that we haven't seen before. Now, let's have a look at their shipyard. They've got a Venator,
Requesting permission to dock.
Docking permission granted.
which is cool. Oh, that's interesting. The medium dock is upside down on the bottom. It's cool. The small docks, I'm guessing, are inside here, which is also cool. Okay. And then the same Harbor class auxiliary that everybody seems to get. It's the Acclimator 2. Republic assault ship. Okay. This is pretty similar to the ship that I fly. Except... Or not that I fly. This is pretty similar to the Pretender. My current flagship. But my flagship's better than this one. Are these large turrets? I'm not sure. I'd have to look it up in the encyclopedia if I wanted to find out.
Requesting immediate backup.
Dreadnought class cruiser. There's the Neutron Star. Victory 2 Star Destroyer. Okay. Yeah. Nothing too exciting here, really. Except the Venator, which is cool. Obviously the engines aren't showing because it's not equipped, but guessing these are large turrets. Oh well. Okay. We have 9.2 million. We should head home and spend that. Specifically, we need to go to the wharf here and talk to the faction rep. That's not what I wanted to hit. I want to do set
Requesting immediate
guidance.
backup.
Hello.
TIE Defender.
It would help if I could remember which direction was get up and which direction was on dock with more consistency. But anyway.
Acclimator 1 transport.
Okay, it's an acclimator. Boring. They're everywhere.
Requesting permission to dock.
Oh.
Docking permission granted.
Of course, if you really start to dig into Star Wars too deeply, you begin to realize pretty quickly that it is not very sensible, shall we say. Their tech levels are extremely variable.
Jump completed. Opfia.
Okay. This is going to be a fairly long trip. Most of it through the New Republic, which is going to be annoying. Traveling through Republic space is always an issue. Oh.
Autopilot engaged.
Let's check to see how the Oops is doing.
Jump completed. Selenon.
Okay, we still got a good amount of stuff left to build. Hopefully they're still building by the time we get back. I mean, they definitely should be. It won't take us that long to travel. Because I want to be able to not have to hire another builder. Just tack stuff onto the list. Okay. So we have plasma conductors online. We're actually producing some. Capacitors should be online actually. Once we build some. Yeah. But we are producing plasma conductors,
Jump
so that's good.
completed. Vandermeer.
The next step is to get silicon wafer production and then microchip production. And then we can finally get modular what's it modules, whatever they're called again. Prefab.
Autopilot disengaged.
You're done for.
I think we're okay on missing all the big rocks. There's a drone control ship. Those things are really cool.
LH-30 Toten freighter.
The freighter version of it, though.
Jump beacon. Orson. Jump completed. Orson.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff about Star Wars that just makes no sense whatsoever. But I suppose that makes sense because it's not exactly a hard science fiction setting. Pretty much the exact opposite of that, matter of fact.
You don't stand a chance.
Although, I don't mind non-hard settings, but I do mind
Jump completed. Ogden.
non-hard settings that do not maintain internal consistency. Thankfully, most of Star Wars stuff manages to mostly maintain internal consistency. Particularly some of the newer stuff goes off the rails a little bit. But, as we all know, Disney Star Wars isn't real. Oh well.
Jump beacon. Uvui-Ixen.
If there's one company I would love to see go down in flames, it's Disney. Unfortunately, I will probably never see that happen.
Jump completed. Uvui-Ixen.
But anyway, I need to get myself a source of new fighters. Which means sucking up to one of the other Imperial factions. Florida's not the problem. Florida is pretty much the opposite of the problem right now.
Eat plasma.
Jump completed. Rental.
Alright, on to the next gate. Take a bit of a turn. Line up on the green lights. Anyway, a lot of people have fond Disney-related childhood memories. I have none of those things, so my entire impression of the company was formed when I was firmly an adult. Which means, yay, no nostalgia. I think they're all trash.
Jump completed. Fedala.
Where are we at? We still got a long ways to go. What a lot of those nostalgia-filled people fail to realize is that the Disney that they've made the things that they remember very well is not the same Disney that exists nowadays. While they grew up, so too did the company. Well, it was firmly grown up by that point, but I guess maybe you could say it kept getting older. Anyway. I'd like to get it. I can't remember if Quat Drive Yard sells. I can't remember what ties Quat Drive Yard sells. I don't think it sells any of the ones I was particularly interested in, was the problem.
Jump completed. Trellin.
I still haven't figured out what I want to do to suck up to the Empire. Or if there is anything I can do. There's got to be some way I can lure enemies close to their stations or something. If it was almost any faction in vanilla, I'd be able to find some Xenon attacking a station somewhere and kill the Xenon and be good. Or at least be on the way to being good. But there's not really a Xenon equivalent. Or at least not enough of a Xenon equivalent.
Jump completed. Velosa.
Yeah. I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe I should try to poke around on the border between the New Republic and the Empire and see if I can catch New Republic blowing up Imperial stuff, and because it has to be close enough to an Imperial station. Of course, then the problem is I'm being shot at by both sides,
Get lost.
and I'd have to be extremely careful who I shot, because I don't want to shoot Imperials by accident, pissing them off.
Jump completed. Exodine.
It's definitely an issue.
Get lost.
But I need somebody, some kind of source of blueprints for all the Imperial gear. One of the end goals for this run is definitely going to be setting up my capital in Coruscant. Because of course.
Jump completed. Denon.
Which is going to require an awful lot of stomping of the New Republic.
I've got you now.
And I am definitely going to want a large shipyard to deal with building the ships I need for that. Yeah, I don't know. I would like to be friendly with the Empire, I think. I was trying to decide whether I wanted to actually be friendly with the Empire, or whether I wanted to get friendly enough to be able to buy the blueprints I want and then dump them later.
Jump completed. Chardan.
I think actually being friendly with the Empire would probably be a worthwhile task. We're at 11.5 million. You can definitely buy most, if not all, the blueprints we need for microchip production. That's good news. I think we could actually buy all of them. I'm less sure about the Imperial Ascendancy. Because, one, they've been annoying me for quite a while. Two, there's too many empires around.
Imperial Star Destroyer 1.
Speaking of which, there's an Ascendancy ship right there.
Jump completed. Pax. TIE Bomber. TIE Bomber. Imperial Star Destroyer 1.
I think we will do our best to avoid those fleets. But I definitely would like to have a large combat capable fleet, and probably stomp the Imperial Ascendancy first,
Corellian Star Shuttle. TIE Advanced.
and then extend their space into New Republic space until I hold Coruscant, and possibly until I join up with the borders of
Fortitude Shuttle.
the Empire itself.
CR-70 Consular.
Have to see.
completed. Dark now.
But at least conquering systems should go a little faster than it does in vanilla, because I'm pretty sure none of these guys have the giant, super thick stations like the Xenon do. It's quite shocking how squishy stations that aren't Xenon stations are. Unless this mod makes stations a lot chunkier than what they should be by default. Versus cat harassing you, that Xenon pissing you off, and that stupid SCA mess, the traders. Now it's the damn Buccaneers. Just gonna have to wipe the galaxy of all evil.
Go away!
Pirates are definitely annoying.
Jump completed. Uriadu.
Oh. Tech spawning in the middle of your systems and showing up to abuse your miners. They never really do much damage. They're just annoying as heck.
Your space debris.
They've taken out like 15 of your advanced satellites. Now that's extra annoying. They're not that expensive, but they are a pain in the butt to place. Especially if you had them placed in a way that you liked them. And then you have to go back and put them down again.
Jump completed. Dola.
The Scout Plate Pact is definitely high up on my list of people who will not be receiving a Christmas gift this year.
Try talking less. You might fly better.
You had most of Trinity Sanctum 7 covered, now there's only one left. Yeah. Yeah. Like, leave my stuff alone! That's when you roll up with an Asgard and tell them to please desist. Don't have one of those yet?
Completed. Duranthum.
Well, then you roll up with whatever is closest in size to it. Yeah, this run's got a long ways to go before I'm done with it. Because we're going to have to conquer most of this. And probably all of this. And like this. Don't think we'll do anything over here. Or up here. But I need to go explore the Empire at some point. Preferably after I made friends with them. Most of the New Republic is going to have to fall before I'm happy with it. Yeah. You have a Sin and a Rattlesnake. One of each. Well, both of those are pretty capable ships.
Jump completed. Vespin.
That's what I had for quite a long time on my first run. Very happy with both of them. I'm not quite sure which I would say is my favorite between the Sin and the Rattlesnake. The Sin, considering that if I had a choice, I would probably give them... The Sin needs more M turrets to keep off the pesky smalls. Yeah, definitely. If you use all Terran turrets, it's actually pretty capable of handling itself against smalls, but I don't like Terran turrets. I would rather put large plasmas on the Sin and give it an escort. The Rattlesnake handles a Flax and Plasmas loadout much better than a Sin does, and it still does have pretty good firepower. So I think I'd probably also the Rattlesnake is zippy fast if you build it out right. So I think I'd probably have to say that I like the Rattlesnake better as a personal ship, particularly. If the Sin had more medium turrets, then it would probably go to the Sin,
Jump
even though it's slower.
completed. Anot.
Because when it comes to, well, when it comes to starships, I pretty much worship at the altar of speed. Specifically, combat maneuvering speed. But
Requesting immediate backup.
the Sin's got so much firepower that it's makes up for that. But the Rattlesnake is just
We were hit.
awesome. Oh, what are you being shot by? We are in that system.
Eureka.
We're being attacked by some Vong. Ah, Zombug. It's really easy to build a Rattlesnake out to be fast enough that you can just kite a K around anywhere you want to try. I like the sound its main guns make. I like the turret distribution, where you've got quite a few of your turrets are forward facing. There's a lot to like about the Rattlesnake.
Requesting immediate backup.
Eureka.
No! They destroyed one of my barely profitable miners! You monsters! Well, those miners are more than barely profitable, but they weren't, like, amazing. Actually, that might have been one of the miners that was assigned to the station. I should probably double check that. Gun tracking on this thing's kind of trash. The guns don't seem to center up on their target nearly as fast as the vanilla ones do. That might just be
Eureka.
Something hit us.
me. There's another miner taking damage. These guys are the replacement for the CAC. Okay.
Eureka.
Need to go deal with this little problem.
That could be your last mistake. I just want this to be over.
Well, boom goes the miner. That's very unfortunate. Shields are a bit low.
Eureka.
Okay, note to self. Head-on passes with the Vong is probably not a good idea. we go. Well, we've lost 2 miners out of that deal. Which ones were they? Okay, one of them was definitely assigned to the station. Yeah, I think we're gonna assign this one to the station. Okay. So we've gotten rid of both of our free miners in here. Although I would prefer to keep them running for a little while. Alright. Let's go talk to the faction rep and see about buying blueprints.
Wharf.
You always label miners and traders as to which station they work for. That sounds like actual work, though. No, actually, it'd be pretty easy. I just can't be bothered to do it.
You can't frighten me that easily. Requesting permission to
Okay.
dock.
Docking permission granted.
Not enough for you? I have more.
Docking granted.
Let's go ahead and land.
Requesting immediate backup.
Hello there.
TIE Defender.
I'm shaking.
Let me out.
Move along.
Alright, let's go talk to the faction rep. There we go.
It's an honor to see you here.
I would like to buy a blueprint. Okay, we need to get silicon wafer production. That's actually surprisingly cheap. And we need microchip production, which is surprisingly not cheap. $40 million for module prefab production. That's going to take a while to save up enough money for that. Well, we got from like 0 to 13 million today, and I haven't even checked out how much is waiting for me on the station, so maybe it won't take that long.
Good luck out there.
Okay, encyclopedia. Station modules, production modules. Microchip production requires silicon wafers and energy cells. That's it. Okay, so I've already decided we're going to build 4 module prefab productions. That's going to take 2,000 microchips each. So about 8,000 total. Which means we're going to need about 7. Seven should probably be plenty. Although I might just want to do 8 and go for an even number. That's a lot of silicon. Okay, so each of these requires 3,600 silicon wafer. Each of these produces 6,400. That is exceedingly annoying. So we're gonna need about, without doing any math here, 5 of these should probably be plenty if we do 7 of the other. Okay, that's a lot of production. Okay. If we do 7 microchip, 5 silicon wafer, keeping in mind we're probably going to have extra production on both of those because those are very non-carefully calculated numbers. These are kind of long and skinny. We might need longer. Yeah, we need a longer base than this. Go ahead and grab other module. The 3 long base. Getting enough of these on is going to hurt. I wish there was like a 2.5 long base. Make them vertical instead. Well, the thing is, I'm going to do like I'm doing with all the rest of these. And put one on each side. So one on the top, one on the bottom, one on the left, one on the right. Kind of in a ring around the central spine. Although I could probably pack them a lot tighter, yeah, if I did them vertically on the sides instead of doing that. So that is a good idea. Go ahead and rotate it up like you piece of shit. There we go. And then look right on down it from above. Boom, boom. Okay. Put that there. Yeah, they're skinny enough. We can fit a whole bunch of them like this. Okay. So how many did I say I was going to do of these? 5? Oh, whoops. I need to do sequence, not module. Copy sequence. Copy sequence. You know what? Let's do 6 of them. It won't hurt to build too many. Okay. Now, for production, microchip. Okay, microchip looks like it'll fit perfectly fine in the existing infrastructure I've been building. Let's go ahead and copy you and you. Ah, shit, they're on the end. That means we're going to have to use the longer one to make it work. Alright. Remove. Okay, that's still just a hair bit too long. I think if we do a 2 and a 1, we could end up with a shorter. Let me actually try that. Yeah, it's definitely shorter to do a 2 and a 1 than it is to do a 3. That's much more like what I was hoping for. Okay. And of course, we can't actually connect them up that way because this works a lot like Kerbal Space Program where everything has to be connected to a route. Okay. Look at it from the end. There we go. Boom. Perfect. Beautiful. Game. Why does it insist on putting it behind the camera? I hate that so much. There we go. Okay. Damn you. Okay. There we go. Boom. As far as I can tell, that is indeed perfectly set up. Then we copy sequence. There we go. Is that clipping? No, it's not. Just barely not clipping. Awesome. Okay, so that gives us 8 right there. And then we will delete the top one on the end. Actually, no, we'll delete the bottom one. Because I like the look of having the top one on. Remove. So that gives us 7 microchip production. Hello, Nova. All right. I'm tempted to do 8 microchip production. Because too many microchips isn't going to hurt anybody. You know what? Screw it. 8 microchip production. And then we will decide on how much energy cells to add by looking at how big the deficit is when we get to that point. Also, we might need to adjust silicon wafer production if we do this, but that's acceptable. Yeah. Drive those GPU prices down. I wish it worked that way. Yeah. How am I? Oh, pretty good. Money is being made. Both in real life and in game. Though much faster in game than in real life. Okay. Let's just confirm those changes. And then let's go find out how much this... We're going to need a lot of module prefabs for that. How much is this going to cost us? 29 million. And then we're going to need another 40 million just to buy the blueprints for the next phase of construction. Needless to say, I'm pretty sure that we are not going to get there anytime soon. We'll definitely be selling intermediate products for quite a while. Uh-oh. Here come the literal dad jokes. Hello, how are you? How has your evening been going? Okay. I'm pretty happy with this so far. We We definitely need to get more miners going. Particularly more gas miners, although we're going to need a lot of silicon eventually. We're probably going to have to add more storage onto this design. Go to BP that out and only built 1 or 2 of each to start. Easy to add on later. True, however, I'm building this to a specific ratio. Well, I'm roughly building it to a specific ratio. I'm building it out doing very minimal quick estimation style math. But eventually this station is going to feed 4 module prefab manufacturing setups. Hello, Dread. Welcome here, and thank you very much for 7 months of subscriptions. Greatly appreciated. 7 months already. Wow. Okay. Hard to believe it's been that long already. I think I said pretty much that exact same thing last time too. And I'll probably keep saying it on and on and on for, well, who knows how long. Hopefully a long time. In any case, thank you very much for the subscription. I think I already said that, but it bears repeating. Yeah, it's going to take us probably a couple streams to get enough money for this. We're definitely not going to be buying any more blueprints just right away. Actually, I think at this point, the only blueprint I need is the one for the actual module prefab assembly, and that requires, like I said, 40 million to buy, so... Okay, back to the tie. You know, I could have just hit the on dock button and teleported directly back to the cockpit. Hydrate? Well, I just did. Should I add little hydrate things you can spam with channel points like people do over at Aft's place? I need to add something to do with channel points. There's really nothing to spend them on except unlocking emotes. The wall behind me? Yeah, it's kind of an orange color more. It comes through more yellowish on the camera because the section that the camera can see is right in front of the lamp.
Jump completed. Puff.
Do it? Well, maybe I'll have to get around to that one of these days. Maybe add a "you are muted" one as well. So people can make me feel concerned for a few seconds like they do to poor Af. I think this is the Superfluid production. Yeah. No, that came with the house when it was bought. It is a bit hideous, but this is pretty much the house of bad choices. To expand upon it being the house of bad choices a little bit. Before this place was bought by our little organization out here, it was sold twice previously on land contracts, and both times the land contract went back to the original owner. No meth labs in the basement. Thankfully. Basically, every single time they tried to sell the place, it was sold to somebody who was more screwed up than the last time around. And then the land contract would expire, and they would lose the land contract, and it would go back to the original guy. Which,
Docking aborted.
obviously, he wasn't too against, because he made a lot of money off the deal, and then he got the house back afterwards. However, after a while, you get tired of selling the same house, so that's why we definitely did not get it on a land contract. He just wanted to get rid of it by that point. Oh, well. It has all kinds of fun and exciting things, like, for example, this basement floor is carpet over carpet underlayment over dirt. No concrete. No wood. Dirt. We didn't discover that until, like, I don't know, a couple months ago, I guess. We were digging around for something, just poking around the carpet, I don't remember what we were trying to figure out. If we could run wires underneath it, maybe? I don't remember. It's like, oh, hey, it's just dirt floor. Oh, well, they got a deal on it. This station's coming together pretty well. It's going to be quite large by the time it's done. And I think it's almost... Thought we were moving from this house. I'm likely moving to this house. Yeah, we're not going to do anything that fancy to it, I doubt. For all that it is just dirt underneath the carpet, it is very level and well-packed dirt. So it's not like the floor is a roller coaster or anything down here. I mean, it is a bit of a roller coaster upstairs, but that's a completely different problem. But anyway. Like I said, they got a deal on it. What can I say? The house I'm staying at currently, the thermostat doesn't work. It's a relatively recent development. Apparently it used to work at least some of last year, although maybe not all of it. So, because I can't be there at all times, and I don't want to be there at all times, because after all, the internet is here, not there.
Docking aborted. Docking granted. Docking aborted.
The heater has to be left on, which means when I left earlier today to come over here, it was, the temperature and tide was best described as hotter than the hinges of hell. It wasn't particularly awesome. Needless to say, if everybody but me wasn't currently gone on a trip, that would be a pretty high priority to get fixed. At least I'm not paying for the heat there. Yeah. For all of this house's faults, it's actually not too bad as far as a house goes. It's, well, I don't know. It's not amazing, but it's not terrible either. It just has a few notable faults. Yeah, it's been pretty cold down here. Not quite below freezing most days. A lot of the time at night it gets either close or just past freezing. Thermostat's like $15, $30, and only 2 to 4 wires depending on type. Yes, and supposedly one is on order even, but it didn't arrive in time to get replaced before everybody else went off on a trip. And we're not entirely sure if the thermostat is broken or if it's something a little bit more fundamental. So it's just kind of like, screw it, leave the heater on, I'll deal with it when I get home. End quote. But anyway. I would rather be too hot than too cold. Ah! Okay. I should probably stop flying pointlessly in circles. Capacitor, let's see how many capacitors were we doing? 4, I think. So we've just started. Actually, this one's almost done now. Awesome. Yeah, we're building 4 capacitors. How are we doing on energy cells? This is being weird. Let's just look at this one. We're consuming 34,000, we're producing 18,000. Yeah, we're going to be pretty negative on energy for a while, I think. Luckily, we have a large stock built up. Spent all day fixing the pellet stove. Well, that's no good. What was it doing this time? Hopefully it didn't blow up this time.
Docking granted. Docking aborted.
Yes, exciting younger Milo lore. The day the pellet stove blew up. Less dramatic than it sounds. But it was definitely an exciting moment. If I remember correctly, what happened is the pellet stove built up some gas, like wood gas from smoldering. And then during an ignition attempt, it made a rather loud whoomp noise and blew out the, what was it, pressure sensor or something? That was not last year. That was like a couple years ago at least. I think it was either like 2019 or 2020. But anyway, it didn't like break anything except some internal components, but it was an exciting moment, as I said. So the feeder jammed and it took a dump. Well, that's not too bad as far as things that can go wrong with the pellet stove.
Docking aborted.
Definitely less exciting than the explosion. Well, calling it explosion probably gives it too much credit. Maybe we should just call it an overpressure event. Did it again last year. Oh, okay. Well, how come I didn't hear about that at the time? Or maybe I did and didn't remember. I probably just didn't remember.
Docking aborted.
All this buzzing around the station just reminded me. Guess what is happening later this week? Star Wars Squadrons is going to be free on Epic. I remember correctly, they always swap the games over on Thursdays. So Thursday obviously has plans. And I don't know about Friday for sure yet. But sometime after next Thursday, I am definitely going to be trying that game out. So hopefully, it's as good as people say it is. Because, well, I kind of want to take it for a spin. So anybody who has any interest in space shooters should probably make sure that their Epic account is ready to go to at least snag the freebie before it's gone, even if you don't intend to play it right away. And if you do intend to play it right away, have fun. Yeah, because Thursday we're going to be finishing the Tropico campaign. And we probably will get that done before the end of normal streaming time. So maybe we can do a little of that after the Tropico stream? I don't know what I'm doing for sure for Friday yet. But if nothing else comes up, maybe some of that on Friday?
Requesting permission to dock.
Docking permission granted.
Blew a hole in the glass, blew the gasket off, knocked all the motors and sensors out, fire everywhere, chimney caught fire. Well, that sounds a lot more exciting than the previous explosion then. I'm going to stream on Thanksgiving. And you know what? It might just be a long stream, like a standard weekend stream. Because I don't have anywhere to go for Thanksgiving that I know of. So that means, yay, a free day. Oh, yeah, I remember that now. The whole fire incident. But yes, we're probably going to have a longish... Or probably a longish stream on Thanksgiving Day. Because I don't feel like driving 5+ hours to the nearest family for Thanksgiving. And I think everybody is still going to be out of state over that time. So as far as the company goes, it'll just be me here. So, yeah. If I do a long stream on Thursday, I doubt I would do Tropico to start. We might do something to start, and then Tropico, and then something else. I don't know. Got to see. Or maybe I'll just push the Tropico stream off to a different day. And just do something else entirely. So, do you get to go have the ham you love so much? Ironically, the ham that I like and you all profess to hate. Well, Have fun with your wonderful Thanksgiving dinner and your lovely company. Yeah. Grandma gets these cheap, pre-chewed grocery store hams, which I like, and the rest of those fools are like, ew, disgusting. A turkey ham? Okay, no thanks. Turkey ham is an evil lie. The only thing worse than a turkey ham is turkey bacon.
Docking granted. Docking aborted.
I mean, turkey is fine. I like turkey sometimes. But don't call it a pig, because a turkey is not a pig. The two are very different things. If you want to eat a turkey, just eat a turkey. Okay, well, I'm probably glad I'm not going to Michigan then. Because if I had to eat a turkey ham, I'd probably make comments about it all day or something. I found a meme earlier today. The top, I should probably post it in my Discord, but the top panel was the T-Rex from Jurassic Park roaring, and it was like mom preparing for Thanksgiving dinner, and then the bottom panel was some kind of cartoon dinosaur, really cheerful looking, and it was like mom when guests arrive for Thanksgiving. So I sent it to mom, and she just replied, notification and found in the bottom corner there. It's like, too true. So I guess she agrees that she's a monster until the company arrives or something like that. I don't think that's quite how that works, but it was funny anyway. I'll post it in Discord after stream, just in case anybody else wants to send it to their mothers as well. Show you a turkey that oinks and then you can make bacon out of it. Well, I think you're going to have trouble finding a turkey that oinks. You know, I got a good idea. Somebody should make pig turkey, complete with drumsticks, and sounds like a good idea. Don't bother trying to make it taste like turkey. Just make a turkey-shaped processed pig food thing. Just for the absurd fun of it. Got a whole ham, a whole hog leg, ham bone. Gonna smoke it twice and then maple glaze. Okay, well, now maybe I do very slightly regret not driving 5+ hours. Well, okay, that's not true. I don't regret not having to drive 5+ hours at all. I don't care what you're making to eat. It's not worth it. On a scale of food versus driving, food is always going to lose, unless I'm literally starving. Oh, I suppose I will have to come up there for Christmas. Alas.
Docking granted. Docking aborted. Docking granted. Docking aborted.
Well, flying around this station is fun and all, but how is the economy doing? We have 5.6 million in the account. That's actually really good. We'll draw most of that off. We're definitely consuming our resources faster than I would prefer. That's going to hurt our income a bit until we can afford to buy more miners and such like. I think I'm going to go ahead and sink most of this money into letting them buy resources. Next stream of this, we definitely should take most of our money and sink it into buying miners of various kinds.
Requesting permission to dock.
Docking permission granted.
This is going to be a pretty cool station when it's done. I think at this point, with the planned additions, it is mostly done except the final. I think I'm going to cut it like in here somewhere and build another row or another spine. Maybe? Not quite sure. I would kind of like to add a little bit more storage space. And we do need someplace else to put... Actually, probably what I should do... Oh, I see something here. Okay, that's actually... Each of these segments we remove, we'd have to replace with 2 cross connectors, I think. What I probably should do is cut it. If I can actually put a couple cross connectors in without adjusting the position of anything else, that'd be awesome. Put one in and put a second one in, rotated 45 degrees, and then put a circle of storages off that. Is there a mod list available? Yes and no. On my Discord, pinned at the top of the X4 channel, there's a list of the mods I'm using. But that's just the general list I usually play with.
Go ahead with your
To actually get the mod list for what I'm playing right now, you would have to also add the Star Wars Interworlds mod.
Docking granted.
And some of those
Docking
mods
aborted.
don't really affect this run because they're intended to be used with vanilla. But I just left them installed anyway, and they don't seem to hurt anything, so... I guess. But basically, I don't run many mods. I mean, except the obvious, the Star Wars Interworlds mod. I have a mod that removes the docking speed limit, which I had to manually tweak because the version that's available for download's a bit broken. It works, but when you're hanging out close to a station, AI ships can't reliably land there. And I have an AI tweaking mod, which makes ships a lot smarter in combat. A rebalance mod for ship modifications, so that they don't have any RNG anymore. And a mod that allows you to craft the ship mod parts. I think that's about it. No, wait, there's a mod that allows you to buy paint jobs as well. Although I haven't really used that one in quite a while. It's still installed. But that's about it. Probably the biggest, most important one is the AI tweak one, which is like a combination of dead air and not sure how the other guy's name is pronounced. But that one definitely makes ships a lot smarter. You can order your ships to go attack something and feel at least somewhat secure that they will actually do it in a semi-intelligent manner instead of just running straight to their doom. Which they do entirely too often, just plain vanilla. But anyway. I assume the AI Tweaks mod is going to work fine with this. I don't think it does anything that's specific to exact ship models or anything like that. Oh well.
Requesting permission to dock.
Docking permission granted.
I'm pretty sure they don't use Latin letters in Star Wars. Yeah, all the station stuff is... Well, no, I shouldn't say all the station stuff, because that's not true. There's a lot of custom station parts, but they're not available for the player to use. I don't think. Well... I think I'm going to do one last check over everything to make sure everything is going smoothly. Anything other than ship models different? Oh yeah. This mod changes quite a lot. All the ships are different. Stations are mostly the same, although I think they might have tweaked some things a little. Not entirely sure. The map is completely different. Like, completely different. I haven't explored everything on this map, for sure. Like, this area down here is mostly explored. This area over here is explored pretty well. This area is not explored very well yet. There's definitely a lot of stuff I don't know about up there. Basically, from here north, who knows what's going on. So it's got an all new map of its own, all new factions. A lot of factions are either enemies or friendly with each other in interesting ways. A lot of, well, not a lot, but a decent number of resources are renamed. The no HQs, no teleportation. You do start with the first level of teleportation, in-system teleportation unlocked, because there are a few ships that you can land on, but you can't get out of your ship and walk around. Like, they're not quite done with the model yet, so they don't have working docking areas or fully working docking areas. So they give you the ability to teleport for that. But there's a surprising number of completely custom docking areas that you can get out and walk around in, so it's clearly a work in progress kind of thing. Not a... So they do give you the first level of teleportation, so you can teleport aboard a ship. But other than that, I think they might give you a little bit of... There's a couple other things that are unlocked from the get-go that research would normally unlock. However, I recently discovered what I think is the quest to get the player HQ. Because it tells me that I need to destroy the defenders for this station, and then I can claim it. The station has the same icon as the player HQ. The station looks like the player HQ, just with the rock removed and without the blue lines all around it. So I think it is the player HQ. And I think it might unlock... I don't know. I don't know if that'll give me the ability to do some research or not. But I guess I'll find out when I get there. I definitely don't have a military large enough to take on its defenders, because they had like an Imperial 2 there and a large fighter wing. So I can't say for sure whether research is actually locked or whether it's just hard to get to. But I would definitely need a proper fleet before I can go after that. But yeah, so far, there's no real amount of teleportation, which is a little bit problematic, because when I'm exploring and then I decide I need to go home, it's quite a trip between the two. Especially because I started setting up way down here in the bottom corner of the galaxy. Matter of fact, our current station is right here in Hoth. Oh well. Pretty cool mod. Lots of unique ships. This is just a random... Okay, they don't have anything good in that size. Got stuff like the old Nebulon B. You know what? Why am I looking at it here? Look at it in Encyclopedia where we can get a better view of the ships. Various Star Destroyers. Actually, why am I looking at it here when I can do it in the ship comparator? There we go. Much better. Star Destroyers. There's good old Imperial 2. Drone control ship. Various kinds of Star Cruiser. Banking Clan Cruiser. I kind of want one of these just to try them out. A lot of the cruisers don't have forward guns. This one does. And also it's got a large number of pretty decent turrets on it. I think this thing is probably more powerful than I would expect. More different kinds of Star Destroyer. CIS cruisers. Venators, of course, a couple different flavors. And then, of course, you have, you know, all the different kinds of fighters you might imagine. Just selecting a few at random. Variety of different TIE variants, including a few weird ones. Droid fighters. I'm really kind of curious how these handle the player. Like, can the player actually pilot the droid fighters? I don't know. There doesn't seem to be a way to get in and out of them, so maybe not. But there's drone fighters. And even Uzan Vong ships. Although, these are definitely not player pilotable. As far as I can tell, there is no particular time that this is set in. It's just kind of a giant mashup of all the different times squeezed together. So you have Clone Wars ships flying right alongside, post-Imperial ships flying right alongside, Height of the Empire type stuff. Kind of cool. Of course, there's a decent number of... This is my current flagship. I quite like it. Surprisingly powerful for its size. Victory 2. Good old neutron stars. And there's a large selection of available ships. Imperial light cruiser. Couple different, basically different paint jobs and slight statistical variations on this particular design. Oh well. It's 10:35. I think I'm going to go ahead and do a quick survey. See make sure everybody's doing okay. Check all my miners, make sure they're still making money. It's down to 500,000 per run.
Docking permission granted.
Falling off pretty fast. He was making 630 or so when he was new. Okay. It's not great. But he's still making quite a lot of money. This guy's falling off pretty hard as well. He was making like 170, 160. Now he's down 30s and 40s. At least he's still able to sell full loads. The other two I had in here originally were even worse than that. Of course, these are all assigned to the station, so they're not making money on their own. Yeah, let's go fly out and look at the Pretender, actually, before I end. The Pretender is my flagship. It was one of my starting ships. This particular game starts you off with one of these, a TIE Defender, and 6 TIE Interceptors. 2 of which have died to various things, so I just have 2 of them left. But here it is. The Pretender. It's kind of a baby Star Destroyer. A much modernized version of the Jedi cruiser. And the Imperials have a slightly scuffed version of this called the Imperial Cruiser as well, which is a little wider. Oh, there's an autosave. Actually, I'm going to land aboard this and go check out the, show off the interior. This is one of the ships that doesn't have a fully working docking bay. You can dock, but you can't get out of the ship. So you have to teleport aboard.
Docking granted.
There's one of the TIE Interceptors ahead of us. Okay. Yeah, you can get up, but you can't get out.
TIE Defender.
So, game. There we go. For some reason, I didn't want to open the map. Okay, let's teleport aboard. And here we are. Welcome aboard the Bridge of the Pretender. Also, the game is chugging like crazy right now. It didn't used to do that. Okay, now it's settled down. A little weird, like you have these vanilla seats just stuck in the bridge so that crew actually will interact with it properly. These seats aren't properly interactable. Which is just the way things are, I guess. Why is it doing like that? But anyway, pretty cool. Custom bridge. Some people put a lot of work into this mod. Unfortunately, that door doesn't open. Don't know why it's performing so badly. It never used to do this. Well, let's save the game. And I think I'm going to call it quits here. Normally I end about 10:30 or so. So this is about right on time. Ow! Let's see who's streaming what. Nobody's doing much of anything, it looks like. The only people on my follow list who are streaming anything at this time of night today are people I haven't actually watched in years. Why is that guy even still on my follow list? I should probably fix that later. Anyway. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna read anybody. Thank you all very much for coming. I greatly appreciate every single one of you. Let's see. Today was Tuesday. Today was Tuesday. So tomorrow, probably more X4. I don't know for sure yet. A solid chance of more X4. I can't really think of anything else I want to do instead. So, yeah, we'll see. In any case, hopefully I see you then. Yeah. Have an awesome night. And as soon as I find OBS here, there we go. Goodbye. Good night. Goodbye.